You're listening to the Served Up Show, a podcast that features inspiring beverage professionals and topic experts that share their passions through meaningful content. Your hostesses, Bridget Albert, is best known as the Market Fresh Mixologist, an industry mentor with over 25 years of experience. And I'm Julie Milroy, best known for my passion for leading change and helping others grow in their careers. Grab a cocktail and sit back. Let's learn how we can make a positive impact in our industry.
Hey y'all, it's Bridget here. Welcome to Served Up, your backstage pass to the vibrant world of beverages straight from the heart of Las Vegas. Recorded live at WSWA Access Live, we bring you exclusive insights and lively conversations with some of the industry's most influential voices. Join us as we deep dive into the art of science in beverages, exploring trends, innovations, and the stories behind your favorite drinks. From cocktails to spirits, Served Up is serving it all with a dash of style and a twist of sophistication. In each episode, we are joined by an exceptional lineup of guests, including an editor-in-chief, a seasoned beverage professional, the founder of a prestigious spirit competition, and CEOs and a spirit founder from beloved consumer brands. Together, they share their expertise, passion, and insider secrets, giving you a front row seat to the evolving world of drinks. Now, whether you are a connoisseur, an enthusiast, or simply curious about what's in your glass, Served Up is your go-to destination for all things beverage related. So sit back, relax, grab yourself your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Hey y'all, it's Bridget here. Welcome to a thrilling episode of Served Up. Today we're honored to welcome Andy Seymour, the founder of Liquid Productions. Andy and his team stand as the creative powerhouse behind the cocktails served at some of the most prestigious events worldwide, including the Emmys, Grammys, Oscars, Tonys, and numerous beverage professional conferences. Join us as we uncover the magic behind Liquid Productions, diving into Andy's journey in shaping the cocktail scene at these iconic gatherings. From crafting drinks to setting the stage for unforgettable experiences, Andy and his team have elevated the art of mixology to brand new heights. With a portfolio that spans from the red carpets to industry conferences, Andy's experience and dedication to quality have left the enduring mark on the beverage world. So sit back, grab your favorite cocktail, and let's embark on a journey through the world of cocktails with Andy Seymour. Welcome, everyone, to a special edition of Served Up. We are here in Las Vegas at WSWA Access Live with my good friend, Andy Seymour, the founder of Liquid Pro. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Bridget. It's great to be here. Not just here in Vegas, but here with you guys, talking the world of whatever it is that we all do.
Yep.
We are so excited to have you here, and I'm personally happy to meet you, especially as one of Bridget's dear long friends.
Dear long friends.
Can you tell us and tell our listeners what your journey in the beverage alcohol industry has been? Like, how did you get started?
Yeah. I mean, I started as a bartender, which happened, like so many of us, kind of by accident. Met a girl who was doing it. Looked like fun. I wasn't doing anything else, so got into bartending. Did that for a number of years, working behind bars, which I loved. Again, hospitality suited me well. Probably had no idea that I was going to love it the way that I did. I obviously had other plans. I was in college at the time, so but stayed in the bar business, loved it, opened a bunch of places, did a lot of work on that front. Always was kind of on the grind to do other stuff, not just, if there was an extra shift, I was always taking it, but also found out kind of early on some opportunities that I don't think a lot of other bartenders were lucky enough to stumble onto, like some brand-related stuff, like early brand-related stuff, like, pouring champagne at an event for Moet or whatever. One of my good friends and early mentor, Steve Olson, who's doing a lot of wine stuff, but started working with Tanqueray Gin. So I think it was like 94 or something, some ridiculously long time ago like that. He was doing a gin, like a gin session for consumers. So just a couple years ahead of the trend on that one. But it was super cool because this whole idea of, obviously, I love being in bars. These always, like, as I think events kind of still do for bartenders, like these going out and doing something like that felt like a little bit of a party. It was fun. It wasn't really like going to work, but it sort of exposed me to this world. And then actually did that for a number of years, kind of in a roundabout way. Like, also, like a lot of us tried to leave the industry at one point, and the industry won't let that happen.
No, it just
the industry,
pulls,
just come on back.
Sucks you right
where
back
do you think you're going? Get back in here. So, actually, how I ended up working with Steve is I reached back out to him when I had kind of taken a desk job, and I was expecting my first child at the time. I felt like I needed to make some changes, and then the changes were awful, and I hated what I was doing. I wanted to come back towards this world of hospitality. So, started working with him. Started doing a lot of this event-related stuff, brand-related stuff. It was that time in the industry when like things were really starting to pop in the world of cocktails. Cocktails starting to matter more. Mixology became a thing, and for good or for bad, it has that that term and that sort of that style. People like you, Bridget. People like Tony O'Gannon. Some of the really great mentors who like took the idea of what a cocktail could be, and not just doing it. Obviously, a lot of that early like craft cocktail movement and doing it in small bars, but also doing it in large volume in places where it started to become a more accessible thing. And that played very sort of dovetailed into my journey in this sort of world where we were doing, again, working with that group of like that, almost that first wave of the cocktail bartender, to do a lot of these programs and events and education and things like that. So that was a ton of fun, and it just sort of pushed me into that path. And did it with Steve for a number of years, and I kind of always thought I'd do my own thing. Like from the time I was a kid, I didn't necessarily always know what that was. Again, as a bartender, at some point, I thought I'd have my own bar or do something like that. But I, just kind of always wanted to run my own shop. So it was late 2011. I peeled off to start Liquid Productions, and again, that's kind of how the whole thing got started. A lot of slinging drinks and meeting a lot of people and having a bunch of fun along the way. So,
can you tell our listeners what Liquid Productions is?
And Liquid Productions is if you say it the fancy way, we're a full-service beverage agency. Which, what does that mean? We sort of work across the whole world of where obviously beverage alcohol, and how all of those things play in the world of cocktails, events, education, and that type of thing. So what we do as a company is really events, education, competitions, things like that. So we help to facilitate things on behalf of brands. We work with big companies that do execution of large beverage programs on national basis, and companies like that. We do some festival execution. So a lot of things that take the idea of getting a great drink in a lot of different formats. So again, it could be a very specific way, helping bartenders get the knowledge that they need. So working on educational programs to develop that, running programs to help put ambassadors on the street and help them run that, do that job well, and then working in a lot of different ways, in a lot of different formats, a lot of event-related stuff where we can, like being here at WSWA. We ran the opening party last night, brought in some really great friends from around the country who run some of the best bars in the world, and have them pop up and do their thing and help facilitate that, and then get some of our own cocktails going at the main bar. So it's really a lot of things that hopefully make the world of like getting a great cocktail and understanding how hospitality can impact people, and really trying to get that to like as large an audience as possible.
Do you have any events that are truly like stand out, most memorable, made the biggest impact? Man, what would it be?
I don't know. I guess there's been so many, which sounds kind of douchey, but I've done a lot of very important things, Bridget. I wish we had the time to cover them all, but alas, let me pick a few. I don't know. I guess thinking about some sort of impactful ones along the way. I mean, we're very lucky. We're like at the Oscars and Emmys every year doing the governor's balls, which is always fun. So those are cool. They're great pictures. They look really good in a camera reel, and they make my mom happy. And really, at the end of the day, it was tough it was tough selling the whole bartender thing early on there for a while, because this wasn't always this cool, as I think you know, Bridget. But things like that. I actually, as you asked me that question, I think back to an event that we did with a brand with Grand Marnier. We can talk about brands here. What the hell?
Yeah,
we
can.
love
Let's
brands
go for it.
here.
Love brands at WSWA.
And we love Grand Marnier.
That's why we're here. I mean, it's been a bartender's friend for a long time. We did an event with them back in I think it was 2008. We did it a couple years, but 2008 stands out for me. We did this bartender summit in Vail, and just looking back on it, kind of knew it at the time because you could feel this amazing energy, all these people coming together, but it was like kind of like all the not best people, but like so many of the relevant people from different cities and different markets. And it was kind of it felt like one of the first times, because Tales was really still starting to build. It wasn't as big and ubiquitous as it is now. So it was one of the first times that it felt like we had this really cool representation from all across the country in one place. And again, looking back on it, all the people that were there. It
was rad. I mean, you're out there snowboarding or skiing, coming in, having a Grand Marnier and learning about it with Steve Olson. I mean, it was fun. It was a really fun time. I'm glad you mentioned that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I would feel like that one, like, again, looking back on sort of, we do so much of what we've done over the years is focused on, like kind of creating stuff for the trade, education for the trade, events for the trade, and things like that. So definitely like those types of events stand out for me. I love our our community and so many of the best people I've met through this industry. But I mean, again, some really cool, like we do some big festivals, we do some music festivals like Life is Beautiful here in Vegas every year where we do all the specialty cocktails, and we'll do 75,000 cocktails in a weekend and stuff like that. So those are super fun. Again,
75,000 cocktails in a weekend. This guy right here.
Just me.
Just him.
That's not true. It's like 1,000 people on our team. Leo DeGroff has a whole master plan for how the whole thing works. And if there's something I take a lot of pride in with what we do and what we've been able to build, it's like that ability to kind of extend the reach of what a good cocktail is, or that experience of feeling hospitality, and really get that in front of like a large audience, like again, a physically large audience at a place like that, but really just trying to get it to as many people as we can. And that's been the fun part. And, just, kind of creating a team of just it's like truly some of the greatest people in our industry that are part of our crew, like being able to work alongside those people and really just, do our thing. It's fun work. I mean, we have a lot of fun because we're goofballs and we're knuckleheads, and honestly, we're making drinks. So we should be having fun. We don't. One of the things that's lovely about this industry is I think we'll all probably agree, we're not doing what you could qualify in the really concrete way as the truly important things in the world. Obviously, there are people doing more important things than making drinks. That said, obviously, the moments in life, I talk about this a lot, the moments in life are the ones that we treasure, the ones that make, bad days better, good days great, things like that. Being able to help to create those moments, create those experiences, take so much pride in being able to do that. And I think people respond to that. I think people really love to be able to feel that, and not just feel it at like their favorite bar, but feel it in a lot of different spots. And like, again, our what we've done or what we do is, bring that to lots of different formats, which is, again, a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What advice would you give to a new brand that's trying to enter the market and trying to get into the trade? What advice would you give, and what services would you be able to provide?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's so many answers to that question, because it obviously starts with making an authentic product, making it well, caring about the details, which again does not have to mean that you're doing some ridiculous method or spending it, crazy money. I think if you're doing it authentically and trying to create something that is, either special or really represents a category well or represents a place really well, starting with something like that. Now then, once you get into the market, and if you're trying to reach the trade, I think that is very much about understanding, like, again, if you've built a good product, then just stand on your product and then go be able to be authentic. Like, here's where we stand in this category. We're not here to tell you that we're better than X, Y, or Z. We're here to tell you that this is what we do. This is what we do well. This is what we love about what we do. This is where we think it plays. This is why it's great at your spot. This is how we think is a good way to use it, but we'd love to hear your feedback. I think if you've done the work to create a good product and then you allow that product to do a lot of the talking, then you've got a great opportunity to share a message that is going to be well received, and you can put it like, so you don't have to walk into account and tell them like, hey, we're the best and this, you got to use us and don't use this brand because of, they do this. Like it shouldn't matter. Everybody's doing something. You could call out any single brand. Yeah, there is enough room for everybody, and why don't we all just play a little nicer? Yeah. But no, I think there is a lot of ways to bring that. One of the things that I bring to almost everything that we do, and comes up in a lot of our conversations about the work that we do, is like can you identify the passion of what your product is or what it is you're trying to do? And is that your beverage program? Are you passionate about it? Is this, you're making a vodka, or what are you passionate about? We have to talk about this product. All right, so we didn't make this, and there may be things about it, but like, where's the passion? Where's the connection to it?
Right.
Because no, you don't want to be a shill. You want to just like say like, well, I'll work with anybody or I'll do this. But I guess I've never been a big believer in sort of looking down your nose at anybody, like just because they're popular or mass produced or this or that. Like, yes, if it's an authentic product that's got something to stand on, but then where's the story? Where's the passion? Because somebody is doing it right. And if they're not, again, that's probably a good one to stay away from. But again, there's any number of things. I'm talking so much. Do you still want me to answer about what we could do for a brand like that, or should we just move on to the next question? I have so much to say.
I know you do. That's why I'm so happy that you're here on Served Up today, Andy Seymour. The beverage industry is constantly evolving in a way. How are you able to adapt and kind of stay within that curve, and most times even ahead of it?
Yeah, again, I think it's about staying in touch with what's happening in bars and, paying attention to operations and not trying to, it's kind of like anything. The minute you think you know it all, you're being left behind, because something changes every day in every industry.
For sure.
I've learned a lot, and there's been a time when I probably knew more than some people about this or that or any number of things. But I recognize the fact that so most of the last 10 years, in addition to the events and the education and things like that, I'm running a business. So now I'm spending much more time running a business than I am being able to keep up on the laws and what's changing and every new product. I do want to, I always try and stay up on the new products, what's coming out, what's new, especially what's in, what do you need to know? What are the important ones? So staying up on that, and then staying up on what's going on in bars and bar trends and things like that, and being able to be aware of what's happening, so that you can, not just talk about it and relate it back to any number of things that we're doing, whether it's brand ambassadors or advising brands on how to build or all those types of things. It's about staying in touch with what's going on in terms of, the bars and obviously consumers and all the different ways that people think about that. So it's definitely about knowing trends. It's about knowing the industry. It's about staying on top of that. And I guess it's really always about understanding that there's so much to know. And, in a company like mine, like I said, there was a time when, if it was people would call me because they knew that I knew so much about whatever it was, and they'd want me to do a seminar about it or whatever it might be. And I know that at this point, I want to probably keep running the business, doing the things that, again, that I do well. And find ways, like people who are now maybe closer to that. And that's one of the things that I think is so important. Again, I think in industry, in any industry, but certainly in ours, is to understand that the voices should change. That's the natural evolution. At the early edge of this, it was kind of a lot of the same people talking to a lot of the same people.
Right.
And of course, you still see that in some scenarios, but I think the more we get to share the message and let more people talk, let more people, get involved with that, I think that's a great way to stay involved with what's happening in the industry. And I think at the end of the day, you got to care about it. I love this industry. It's interesting to me. I'm fascinated by it. It's been really good to me. So I have a natural sort of proclivity to want to stay up on it, because it means a lot to me.
Love that about you, Andy Seymour.
Oh, Bridget.
Love that about him.
I thought there were not supposed to be.
So what do you have upcoming? What are some projects and exciting events that are going to be coming up?
There's a lot of stuff coming up. We got the Grammys this weekend. We're doing
just the Grammys. No big deal.
We went EGOT last year when we did the Tonys.
That's amazing.
So yes,
Oh my
I
gosh.
have so many people to thank.
You do.
I really wasn't prepared for this.
Let's not do it here.
Oh, okay. No, we do. We got Grammys coming up. We got Oscars right after that. We've got South Beach Food and Wine.
We'll see you there.
Which is near and dear to our friends at Southern Glazers.
Yes,
Sorry. That's always fun. We're one of the official beverage partners for that. So we have a lot going on at South Beach Food and Wine. Oh man, and then that takes us through the end of February.
Oh yeah.
So
that's it. Oh my goodness. Must have a
it's
lot
busy.
of energy.
I get married in April, so that's really the most
you
important,
really?
the most important event that's
Congratulations.
coming up this spring.
Oh my gosh.
Are you taking new clients? How do people get a hold of you? And
I mean, yeah, we honestly, what's been really fun about, obviously building a business, build, pandemic, boom, like literally, like within 3 weeks, every dollar of income we had was gone. A couple things could have turned differently, but they didn't. And so by the middle of that summer, I had to literally had to let everyone go. We ran through all our money. So again, not that the happy part of that story is kept our crew together. Coming out of the pandemic, we've just continued to grow. And so to answer your question, yeah, always looking to bring new opportunities on. There's so much that we can do. We're in a very fortunate position as a company where we can really scale out because we have people we have our core team. There's 11
all
of us
over
now,
the country.
all over the country, and then kind of so that takes care of a lot of the major markets. But honestly, even places where we aren't. Obviously, there's a lot of places we can go and do events, but we also have great people that we've again come to know through education, through competitions, through all the different things that we touch that know what we do and how to do it and do it at that level. So it's easy for us to kind of scale our business out to do a lot of different stuff. So we've brought on a lot of new business since I guess end of late 2021 we really started to run again, and we've been kind of running full sprint since then. But that's the thing. And that's honestly, again, as excited and as passionate as I've always been about this industry, the excitement and the passion of being able to continue to do what we do and add more people to our great team and extend the reach of what we're able to do and the way that we do it. Again, I'm biased, but I think we do it great. And I love the way that we impact our clients and we treat them like guests at our bar. So we want them to feel that sense of hospitality in the way that we do our work. They can reach us at www.liqpro, that's lickpro.com. Or they can just, send me an email, info@lickpro.com. But honestly, we're just
or look
out
up
there.
Andy Seymour. With
Yeah, just look
Liquid
up Andy
Pro.
Seymour.
We'll find you.
So when Instagram started, I dubbed myself the Liquid Pimp, which I guess in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, you can find me at Liquid Pimp on Instagram if you want to send me a message. Unless it's an angry message about my choice of Instagram, which I guess I'd just ask a little forgiveness.
Well, I think we have a few brands that we can recommend that could use your help. So it was so great to...
Always looking for new friends and colleagues. And obviously, if you guys are recommending them, they're the best of the best. So send them our way.
Well, thank you, Andy. It was so great to talk with you today and hear your story. And I'm sure our listeners can get a lot of information out of what you shared with us. So thank you for joining us.
I'm not sure that's
Thank
true.
you, Andy. Cheers to you. Congratulations on all your success, your upcoming nuptials. And I can't wait to see what you do next.
That's very kind. Thank you, Bridget.
Cheers
I appreciate
to you.
saying that. Thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast.
Thanks for listening. Served Up is brought to you by Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits. Produced by Zunu.online. Music by We Killed the Lion can be found on Spotify. Make sure to subscribe to be notified of future Served Up episodes. Cheers!